What's up, interwebs? It's me, KioKilla, and today I'm here to review ReCore for the Xbox One. Let's get started. If you own an Xbox One and you like platformers, third-person shooters, exploration, item collection, and puzzle solving, ReCore will satiate your gaming appetite. ReCore is a game brought to you by the developers of Metroid Prime and Keiji Inafune of Mega Man, and more recently, Mighty No. 9 fame. And thankfully, this game is more of a Mega Man than a Mighty No. 9, if you know what I'm saying. You begin your experience as Jewel, a volunteer for the Far Eden planet colonization, who wakes up after hundreds of years of cryosleep, only to find that, of course, nothing has gone according to plan. When you start the game, you're immediately paired with your adorable morsel of a robot dog named Mac, and sent straight into traversing the desert. The game gets you quickly acquainted with basic movement and combat mechanics via tutorial tooltips that pop up and instruct you as you play through the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then here and there throughout the rest of the game. Eventually, you get through the core mechanics and you're released into the open world. Essentially, everything in ReCore is powered by, you guessed it, cores! And the core of the game involves you running and dashing around the world with your various robotic companions, utilizing their unique abilities and your own to enter dungeons to collect cores, which will enable you to enter more dungeons and areas to collect more cores, fighting enemies to collect their cores, shooting Meta Knight in his dumb face until he's weak enough to collect his core exercises, apple cores, we get it! It's called ReCore. Though cores are at the core of the game, God, there are many facets of the game that make it enjoyable and have you wanting to push forward to keep collecting and exploring the world. The fighting, for instance, while simple, encourages you to vary it up. Basically, you shoot from a third-person perspective. You lock onto enemies by holding the left trigger, and then you can use an automatic attack that's weaker and a charged attack that breaks enemy shields and stuns them temporarily. Once you wear them down, you can then attempt to extract their core, which, depending on the color, will be used to level up your robot's 3 stat values. There are subtle variations, like you end up getting attachments that enable you to fire different colored bullets that have different status effects and are strongest against light-colored enemies, but overall, the combat is simple, and though it's repetitive, the extraction never becomes unsatisfying to me. In fact, I found myself addicted to trying to extract enemies' cores when in the middle of big fights, but essentially, the combat is wear them down, extract their core. Simple as that. When you defeat the enemy without extracting their core, you end up getting parts from them. These parts are used to upgrade your robot companions at your safe house, otherwise known as your crawler. I found the crafting to be a lot of fun and ended up wandering around just to try and collect more items to enhance my sweet, precious patchwork puppy. When you explore, you find blueprints, and when you find the corresponding parts for the blueprints, you can return to your crawler to combine the parts using the blueprints and equip them to your companion. There are even set bonuses, not unlike a lot of modern RPGs, where when each piece equipped matches, you get a bonus stat boost. You can also use those cores that you've collected to funnel them into either attack, defense, or energy in each of your companions to make them more effective during battle. Attack and defense should be pretty self-explanatory, and the energy is used for your companion's special attack. Also, when you're exploring, be sure to shoot anything that looks breakable, as it most likely is, and will give you health and energy boosts and items aplenty. Movement is a huge part of ReCore, in that you're constantly jumping, dashing, and climbing to try and find new parts, solve puzzles, and just generally traverse the world, and thankfully, these mechanics are pretty solid. As you explore, you find dungeons that have a core and level requirement to access. In these dungeons, you'll find new loot in the way of parts, chests containing parts or rare items, cores, and areas that can't be fully explored until you unlock the appropriate companion to get you to that certain area. It's easy to keep track, because when you highlight the entrance to a dungeon, you can see how many items you have yet to collect, and there's a fast travel system, in the way of interacting with this adorable claptrappy minion, that allows you to hop from location to location after just visiting it once. The graphics aren't going to win the anti-aliasing award of the year, but if you can look past the jagged edges, you'll find that everything is wonderfully detailed and quite beautiful. Wow, look at that. Do you contain loot? Damn. The character models are unique and well animated, and during the cutscenes, the graphics dial up a tad and even reflect your companion's current state of upgrade. The sound design doesn't disappoint with its great voice acting, adorable and endearing companion noises, and everything in between. I'm sure there are things that I missed, but you're probably wondering, is this game worth your time? For me, it definitely was. I thoroughly enjoyed the several hours I played and am chomping at the bit to get through the next several reviews so that I can come back and keep collecting parts, scouring dungeons, and fishing the cores out of those enemies. It may not be the best game ever made, but its charming components and solid gameplay form a compelling and fun experience, which is a winner in my book. Plus, just look at that. Holy fuck. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you so desire, check out this other stuff. You guys are amazing as always. I'll see you next time. Later!